Hello, I'm Arnold Gordon Bray, owner and founder of A&GB Consulting Limited Liability Company. I currently work with leaders to develop leaders, develop strategy, and develop strategic communications messages to reach target audiences. I also pursue my passions of working with underserved communities, assisting in diversity development, and of course, working with our nation's finest, its military veterans. In a few moments, my friend John Kennedy is going to narrate and capture the development process that got me to this point in a way that no manuscript or words I can use can explain who I am. I hope you enjoy it, and I'll see you in a few moments.
Arnold Gordon Bray's journey from a segregated childhood in Columbia, South Carolina, to U.S. Army Brigadier General is the story of a man who thrives in the face of adversity. Through 5th grade, he recalls drinking from separate water fountains. Barely a decade later, he would be an Army officer, leading soldiers of all races.
And I got a chance to watch and be part of history. This is a theme that has been constant with me throughout my career, throughout my development, is to watch how we as a nation and as a world have evolved.
Gordon Bray's parents divorced in 1966. The aftermath was stressful, leaving Arnold to be a father figure for his younger brother.
Academically, I did not push myself anymore. I was starting to stray. As a matter of fact, significantly so before coming to Missouri.
The family relocated to Fort Leonard Wood, Missouri in 1972. Gordon Bray credits his stepfather for urging him to strive toward greater things.
He told me that I owe your mother more than letting you just join the military. He said, give me 1 year of college, just 1 year.
Gordon Bray's talent as an artist was the impetus for his first visit to the UCM campus.
There was a competition for a statewide art competition at Central Missouri in the spring of 1973. Out of the 4 categories that I entered, I won 3. And coming to Central Missouri was truly life-changing. My mother thinks of Central Missouri as kind of a godsend. Love you, Mom.
A talented athlete, Gordon Bray played basketball for a young, former D1 player named Tom Smith.
When other guys on the team were ready to quit or not be able to be successful in what I was asking them to do, Arnold wouldn't let that happen. Arnold Bray was, come on, coach, whatever you want to give, I can take.
The Mules were so well conditioned that they even used it to psych out an opponent who arrived a day early for a game and watched the Mules finish practice.
I think we ran like 66 straight lines right in front of them. And I got them all together. And Arnold says to everybody, when we walk out of here, okay, everybody talk about how easy Coach was on us tonight. And and they did it, and we came out the next night and just blew them out.
Gordon Bray was a fan favorite. He even had a kids fan club. Despite his success, he did get frustrated at one point and considered quitting. Reluctant to lose a key student athlete, Coach Smith called for backup.
There's actually a KU grad that was probably as influential on who I am as anybody at CMSU, and that's Judge Russell.
I said, but you're really telling me you're going to quit? You're going to give this up, playing with these guys? He said, yeah, I'm thinking about it. I said, Arnold, it'll be the worst thing you could ever do in your life. You know, quitting's like stealing. It gets easier to do every time you do it. And I said, here you are, you're the only guy on this team that has his own fan club. A bunch of little guys who look up to you, think you're fantastic, and you're gonna quit?
I told him it was absolutely unfair because he struck 2 chords. One is I don't quit. The second thing was he reminded me that it's not about me.
The faculty at Central Missouri made sure to challenge him as well. Professor Guy Griggs, Gordon Bray's Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity advisor and history professor, ignited a long love of history.
But under Dr. Guy Griggs, smaller classroom, discussion was required, and he illuminated history. And so when people were saying the Iraqi people will never understand democracy, I was able to go back in my mind and remember that Colonel Nikolai told the exact same thing to George Washington about the American people. And so my sense of hope is driven by an understanding of history, and much of which was inspired by Dr. Guy Griggs.
Gordon Bray graduated from Central Missouri in 1978 as the Distinguished Military Student and was commissioned as a second lieutenant in the U.S. Army. He later earned 2 master's degrees. He's now one of approximately 330 general officers in an army of 1.4 million. His career has included being brigade commander of the 82nd Airborne, serving in Iraq as the executive advisor to Iraqi ground forces, and service as deputy commanding general of ROTC Cadet Command. The recipient of 2 Bronze Star medals, he's also a devoted family man. He and his bride Elaine have 2 children, daughter Arlene and son AJ.
I've had, lots of kids that I've been very proud of and had tremendous relationships and felt like I've done something for them. But never has one of my players made me feel the way General Bray has.
I can remember he was back talking in one of the classrooms about his experience in the Iraq War. And somebody was asking him a question about heroes in the war. He looked up and he saw me and he said, "There is a hero." He said, "He changed my life." I said, "Wow." It was really a high point for me, I'll tell you.
Brigadier General Gordon Bray has twice led soldiers into combat in Iraq, their lives, as well as the security of an entire region, relying on his leadership. Having reached one of the highest levels of service his country offers, he remains a man who holds his faith and family dear.
My wife engages conversations with homeless and with national leaders with the same level of ease, because she's as earthy as they come. They give me the raison d'etre, the reason to exist. I hope you enjoyed that primer on who I am. Now let's talk.